Here's 3 things I learned from my first solo trip last summer. Oh, and I went to Switzerland by myself for a week. Context is important. Number 1, it's okay to enjoy being alone. I think for a long time, for a reason that is still unknown to me, I was always afraid of enjoying the feeling of being alone. Like even when I was around people and I didn't want to be, I felt like I had to enjoy being around them and that I shouldn't feel like I didn't want to and that I would prefer to be by myself. But on this trip, I just said, I like being alone, and it was really freeing and empowering. Although maybe it has to do with other people's expectations of me, because I am quite a friendly person by nature, so maybe it felt like I'm letting other people down by saying I want to be alone. And also I'm a people pleaser. I don't know. Number 2, things have a way of working out exactly how they are supposed to. So there was a couple times on this trip that my plans for the day did not go as planned, mainly due to time constraints, not realizing how long it would take from getting to point B from point A. But those days ended up being some of my favorites. Like, for example, there was a town I wasn't supposed to spend a lot of time in that I ended up spending a lot more time in, and it was one of my favorite places, somewhere that I'd like to go back to. And then this lake, I did a hike there, and I was originally supposed to do a longer hike, but due to time, it was shorter. But it worked out perfectly because I had enough time to enjoy this restaurant that had this gorgeous view, and I had a beer and some fries, and it was perfect. And it just felt like, God or the universe, whatever you believe, was really looking out for me in those times where things didn't turn out how I thought. And number 3, the feeling of homesickness will pass. So I am quite a homebody, and I was really nervous about how I would handle that. And I was a little bit intimidated and discouraged because I felt pretty homesick pretty soon into my trip to Switzerland. But I found it helpful to have a goal to work towards to help the homesickness to pass. So, for example, when I was in Zurich, I made it a point to visit as many children's bookstores as I could because a lot of my friends were pregnant with their first babies, and I found unique and special copies of my favorite children's books for them. So the best thing that you can do to cope with your homesickness is to make goals and know that the feelings will pass and you'll enjoy your trip.